Guys, we are back for Group 2 Top Eliminator 2025 Spring Nationals. Got some super cool cars in this one. So I've seen Viper cars, Jag cars, 4 gears, some Super 7s, Mega Gs, customs. So all kinds of stuff running in this one. And actually a lot of cars that are running multiple classes as well. So pretty cool stuff. We love seeing, the custom builds. Stuart Barber always impresses us. We got a custom pro import, some Viper super stocks, hard bodies, vans, sleighs. I mean, we got it all in this one. So it's going to be a fun one, and we are going to just jump right into it. So in the right lane, we got Goosebumps Tbird, Jeff Wallace out of Texas. Going to be in that right lane. He is going to be running up against the rental Jim Heilman out of West Virginia. Going to be in that left lane. Okay, so those guys are staged up. This is first round of seeding. We do 2 seeding passes, 1 in each lane. Racers ready, here we go. All right. Right lane, 483 with an 8. And left lane, 876 with a 5. All right. So we will run through all of these, and like we say in most of the videos, this is a randomized order, so there is no real benefit of, it's not like the best and the worst are running. That's not the case. It's totally random. So it's one thing that we do different here. So right lane next up, Johnston, VR46. That is a Viper jet, and it's running up against the Mickey Thompson Grand Am funny car, Stuart Barber out of Kansas. Looks like a hopped up 4 gear with braid. Get a cool close-up shot of those guys. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the new kind of the video process here. So Sam's a little bit more active. All right, Stuart Barber takes that one with a 540 with a 7. That is a great pass out of a 4 gear. He will be back later for top fuel also. Johnston runs a 909 with an 8. So that actually ran lower in its dial. So if they were index racing right there, even though that 4 gear was ripping, it would have got beat by the VR46. So next up, we got Gweedo, Ronnie Mullins out of Colorado, top eliminator van. So this is a Viper car under the pizza delivery truck, running up against Clark's orange funny car out of Pennsylvania. Another Viper running in the left lane. So we got the tow vehicle racing the race vehicle. All right, guys, here we go. Racers ready. All right. That van ripped. Right lane, 420 with a 1. Great pass. And left lane, 593 with a 4. Okay. Ran 103 mile an hour out of that van, so that is a ripper. Great pass. And Clark's funny car ran a 593, 58 mile an hour. So next up, Sleighing it, Cody Clark out of Colorado. This is a Super 7 with the sleigh body. Let's make sure this thing's, it stages no problem. Running up against Buttercup, Myron out of Ohio. This is a Mega G Plus. So don't see a lot of Mega G Plus running in SCDRL, but nice to see them there, and it's good to have Myron on board. So this is the first time, I believe, Myron and Cody have sent their own cars. So thanks a lot, guys, for the support. Racers are ready. Here we go. And the sleigh is not sleighing for some reason. So that is a bummer. Not sure why. I think, I can't see, but I think the rims might be touching on the chassis. But I will take a look at that one before the next pass and we'll see what happens. So we have Sleighing it in the right lane. No time. Never good. And in the left lane, we had a 1092 out of that Mega G. So let's get that in there. 1092 with an 8. Also, if you guys aren't, make sure you print out our data log sheet and keep track of all your runs. Sam went through the trouble to make that data sheet, and it works really, really good to keep track of stuff like that. Next up, we got beef jerky money. Wesley Young in the right lane, so shout out to Bomb Ass Beef Jerky. He is one of our sponsors. Really tasty jerky. We got a few packs left out here. Cool flavors, definitely check them out. Really good stuff. Running up against Mark the Spark, Mark Haesly out of Minnesota in the left lane. Pro Import. Pro Import versus, I guess we could call that a Camaro. I don't even know what that jerky money car is, but racers are ready. Here we go. All right lane. Jerky money runs a 730 flat. And left lane runs an 856 with a 7. So great job, guys. 730 out of jerky money. That's pretty good. You definitely want to be in the 30s or lower within your index. So next up, Clark Sr.'s white funny car out of Pennsylvania in the right lane. Get him staged up. Running up against Stuart Barber's Hurst AA fuel altered out of Kansas. Pretty cool car. I believe that car has done some wild stuff before, so I'm going to actually shoot it also with my phone, just so that we don't miss any action. All right, guys, here we go. No problems that time. Left lane takes that one, 526 with a 0. And right lane runs a 774 with a 4 for Clark Sr. Get those cars back up there. Next up, we have Johnston again with VR46C. This one looks like a little more of a modified Viper, but still level 4 magnets. So earlier his VR46 Viper Jet ran a 908. This car should run in the 6s or so. He's running up against John Lowe with a rental car, 4-gear, rental 5. Pretty cool wheelies. Racers are ready to go. Sam's in position. Here we go. All right, right lane, 673. 673 with a 9. Left lane goes 162. What the heck?
Track was hot.
162. 5.8 in the left lane. All right, we're down to our last pair already. Last pair, Stuart Barber going to be in the right lane with the Winged Express AA fuel altered. This is a Jag chassis. I did see green wire arm in there, so probably 2.7 ohm. Running up against 88, Joe R. out of Illinois. Modified Viper looking car. Pretty sweet setup there. So Sam is in position. Racers are ready. Here we go. All right. Right lane takes it. 480 with a 5. Left lane also ran a great pass. 548. 548 with a 9 in the left lane. All right, guys. We're going to get the tires cleaned up on these guys. I'm going to check that sleigh real quick and make sure that there's nothing that we could simply do to it to make it get in on the action, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back for round 2 of seeding for Group 2 Top Eliminator. First up, going to be in the left lane this time. We got the Goosebumps Tbird, Jeff Wallace out of Texas. Pretty quick car. Up against the rental, John Heilman out of West Virginia. Whoa. Butterfingers ran an 876. Let's make sure. Actually, something happened to it right there. What in the world? I do not know what happened to it. Axle, look at that. That would have been embarrassing. And then putting the body on backwards, even more embarrassing. Yep. All right, we'll get it back squared away. But, you know, stuff happens. I think that's actually the first car that we dropped. Luckily, it was a rental. It was one of our own cars, not some custom crazy sleigh or something like that. So, cars are ready to go. We are back to action. Get the close-up shot. Here we go. Watch the lights. All right. Left lane, 476. 476 with a 7. Right lane goes 813. So whatever happened in that drop, it went from an 876 all the way down to an 813. So that, call it luck, call it what you want to call it, but definitely got better that time. Okay, next up we got VR46. Ran a 909 last pass out in the right lane. He's going to be in the left lane this time. Running up against Stuart Barber's Mickey Thompson Grand Am Funny Car. Ran a 540 last pass out. Let's see, actually, I have both of those running in the right lane. Pretty sure Stuart ran in the left lane, so I'm going to have to fix that on there, but we'll get those guys rolling. Get the screen cleared here. All right, here we go. All right. Right lane takes it, 536 with an 8. Left lane goes 911, so both of those cars very, very consistent. Very nice. Okay. It's going to be a tough matchup, first round. Next up, we got that Gweedo Screamin' Van, ran a 420 with a 1. And be in the left lane this time, up against Clark Sr.'s Funny Car. In the right lane, ran a 593, so he's definitely going to be looking for a little bit more. Racers are ready. Sam is in position. Here we go. Watch the lights. All right, left lane, 427 with a 3. Right lane, 578 with a 7. So great job, guys. That van is a ripping. You don't want your pizza to get cold, that's for sure. Next up, we got Sleighing It, Cody Clark. So this car didn't have a time earlier. Turns out the pickup shoes weren't even touching the track. So One thing on the Super 7 chassis is they do have 3 axle positions. I put the axle in the top position off camera, which allowed the pickup or the car to come down far enough to touch the shoes. So hopefully it makes a pass. Up against Myron Benner, Buttercup. Going to be in the right lane this time. Let's see how they do. See if Sleighing it can get those presents delivered. It does. Okay, so he gets a time on the board. Right lane takes the win with a 1.1059 to a 1.168 with a 1. All right, so that gets those set. Get those guys back up here real quick. Yeah, make sure in the comments you guys throw in there any questions you have, or if you want to talk any smack, do some bench racing. Definitely engage in the comments. Like this group of cars that's here, like this is your group. It's your community of racers. So feel free to, congratulate people on good passes. Ask them what the car is. Like we really love to see that, and it helps the group grow. It helps the videos get more views, which is great, which is what's beneficial to our hobby. So next up in the right lane, or in the left lane this time, we got Jerky Money, Wesley Young running up against Mark the Spark in the left lane, or the right lane this time. My brain is not on it today, guys, but we got it figured out. We got the cars down, and we are rolling on green. All right. Left lane takes that one with a 708 with a 0. Right lane consistent runs a 738. Great job, guys. That Pro Import picked up about 1/10.5 on that pass, so that is crazy. Must have had something on the shoes or something. But next up, we got Clark Sr.'s white funny car going to be in the left lane, ran a 774. Up against Stuart Barber's Hurst AA fuel altered, ran a 526 in the left lane earlier. Going to be in the right lane this time. Couple of nasty cars, kind of old school versus new school as far as the looks go. Racers are ready. Here we go. All right, Stuart takes that one, runs a 511 with a 4, so great pass. Really good pass out of the left lane, runs a 708 with a 6, so that is quite a bit of an improvement for both guys. Awesome. That is going to be very, very solid round. Next up in the left lane, VR46C. And a 673 earlier, so he's going to be looking to lower that some. Up against Rental 5, ran a 162. He also is going to be looking to lower that down just a smidge. Actually, these ones, I got them swapped. That car's in the right lane. That car's in the left lane. All right, guys, here we go. Watch the tree go on green. All right, left lane runs a 662 with the 5. Right lane runs a 155 with the 6. So both of those cars picked up, which is good. Left lane actually picked up enough to, or right lane picked up enough to drop them into the 1.5 index. All right, next up, last pair, Winged Express AA fuel altered, ran a 480 with the 5 earlier in the right lane. He's going to be in the left lane this time. And we are running up against 88 Joe R's car out of Illinois. Both cars are staged. on green. Here we go. Last pair, seeding 2. All right, looks like left lane takes it. Runs a 469 with a 5. Right lane, 531 with a 9. So great job, guys. So I also failed to mention earlier when we ran one of Stuart's cars, Stuart's also a sponsor of the race. So he has donated some really cool ham radios. I don't know if any of you guys are into that, but we do have those up for grand prize. So pretty awesome. I'm going to get through, clean the tires, get the race control set up into index mode, and we'll be back for first round. Hey guys, we're back. It's round 1 time for the 2025 Spring Nationals. Top Eliminator Group 2. So first up in the right lane, we have the Goosebumps Tbird running in the 400 index. Pretty quick. Running up against the rental car of Jim Heilman, running in the 800 index, going to be in the left lane. Both cars are staged. System's ready to go. Here we go. 400s stagger start. Ooh, left lane broke out, so right lane takes the win. Runs a 480 with a 6. Right lane moves on. And the left lane unfortunately broke out. That's a tough one there. All right, so next up we have VR46 in the right lane running on the 900 index. So let's get that in here. It's going to be running up against Stuart Barber on the 500 index. So we have another 4/10 head start. Let's get that car staged, make sure they're both in. Here we go. 4/10 head start for VR46. And the right lane gets the win by 1/1000th of a second. So super close race. 1/1000th of a second. So right lane takes that win. Very, very close. Look at the reaction time and the ET. Stuart ran a 524 versus the 922. So 22 beats a 24. Tough one right there. Close race. Next up, we got Gweedo running in the 400 index, going to be in the right lane. Going to be running up against Clark Sr. on the 500 index in the left lane. So this is set and ready. Both cars are staged. We're ready to go. Here we go. 1/10 head start. And the van drives around him on the top end, runs a 429. 429 to a 573. So 29 beats a 73. Great job. Gweedo is getting it. Okay, next up in the right lane, we got Sleighing it, running only one pass, ran a 1.16, so he'll be in the 1-1. Up against Myron's Buttercup. It broke into the 1-0, so it's going to be running in the 1-0 index. So this is going to be a very close race. Both cars are ready to go. The sleigh will get a 1/10 head start. So here we go. Let's see what happens. And the sleigh drives around him on the top end, runs a 116 on a 1-1 dial. Unfortunately, the left lane ran a 110 on a 10 dial. So it's about a little over a 10th off, unfortunately. Sleighing it is moving on to the next round. All right, let's move over to the right side of the ladder. We got Jerky money, 730, the right lane. Going to be running on the 700 index. And he's going to be running up against Mark the Spark, running in the 700 index. So this car did pop off a 708 earlier. So this is going to be a heads up 700 race. Here we go. Will we see a breakout? Right lane takes the win, runs a 715 to the 724. So Jerky money's moving on. Very, very close race. Tough loss for Mark. Jerky money is moving on. Next up, also in the 700 index, right lane's going to be Clark Senior's white funny car, running up against Stuart Barber's AA fuel altered in the left lane. I believe this car will be on a 500 index, so let's get that set real quick. So we have a 2/10 head start for Clark Senior. Sam's ready, I'm ready, racers are ready, let's go. Ooh, Stuart Barber drives around him, runs a 509 to Clark 724, so the 509 takes it. Great run, tough break. That 708 earlier was a really good pass, but unfortunately Clark's car did slow down. Next up, right lane, we got VR46C in the 600 index. Going to be in the right lane this time. Running up against the rental, John Lowe, in the left lane on a 1.5 index. So this is going to be almost a full second head start. And this could be a good photo finish. Here we go, guys. On the green. Left lane takes it, runs a 1.54 to the 659 on the right lane. So 54 beats a 65. Pretty crazy. He's moving on. The rental is moving on. That is a tough one for John Johnston. Next up, right lane in the 400 index. We have Stuart Barber's Winged Express AA fuel altered. If you guys haven't watched any fuel altered racing, we definitely recommend checking it out. I believe Funny Car Chaos is coming up soon. Definitely worth a check out. Left lane is going to be 88, running in the 500 index. So looking at a 1/10 head start. Stuart is going to have to run him down. Here we go. Go on green. Left lane takes that one, runs a 519 to Stuart's 480. Definitely not what Stuart was looking for, but Joe moves on next round. That is a bummer. So I'm going to clean these tires real quick and just chat with you guys for a sec. So good racing. Remember, guys, you definitely want your cars to run low in the index, even if they're slow. I mean, you saw this car running 1.5s. A 151 can beat a 420. Okay, because the 151 is only a hundredth over, and the 20 is 200ths over. So, assuming that the reaction time is pretty close, which typically they are on here. I mean, the faster cars do react faster, so that is a little bit of a benefit to having a faster car. But you know, there's always pros and cons to everything. The tires are clean, so we're just going to jump right back at it. This is going to be second round. So right lane's going to be Jeff Wallace with Goosebumps Tbird running in the 400 index. Right lane 400, left lane John Johnston is going to be running in the 900 index. So we're looking at a half a second head start for John. Will Jeff be able to run him down? Let's see. Here we go. Everybody's ready. Drivers are ready. Left lane takes that one with a 926 on a 900 dial-in. The Tbird ran a 476 on a 400 dial-in, so unfortunately he's not moving on, but congrats to VR46. All right, next up we got Gweedo in the right lane on the 400 index. This right lane is living in the 400s today. A lot of cars running that time. He is going to be running up against Cody Clark, Sleighing it in the left lane on the 1-1 index. Going to be big head start. 7/10 of a second. Make sure that thing is staged. It looks good. Everything up here looks good. We're ready to go. Is Gweedo going to be able to drive around him? Or is he going to get slayed? Let's see. Gweedo takes that one, runs a 415 on a 400 dial to a 135 on a 113 or on a 1-1 index. So Gweedo moving on. He's going to be facing John Johnston next round. And the crowd favorite of Sleighing it, unfortunately, goes out in second round. All right, next up, we got Jerky Money, 700 index in the right lane. Let's see here, get that set up. He is going to be running up against Stuart Barber's AA fuel altered, running in the 500 index. So 2/10 head start for Jerky Money, owned by Wesley Young. Everybody's ready to go. Let's do it. Here we go. Ooh, looks like Stuart takes the win on that one. Runs a 504 versus a 704. Look at how close that was, guys. 1/10,000th of a second. This is how close they were to each respective dial, and you can see the reaction time. Right lane had a little bit better reaction time, but it was made up on the ET, all right there. That 5 to the 9 is where the loss was. That was closest race I think we've had. Maybe we've had another one about as close, but that was awesome. Stuart's moving on to the final, or to the semifinals. Tough break for Wesley, and I dropped this car. He had an outer body experience, unfortunately. Crazy run. Man, that was just crazy. That was awesome. All right, next up, we got the Rental 5 in the right lane, running a 1.5 second time, which is crazy because on a lot of road courses, with a fast car, you can run a 1 second time on a 60-foot road course. Running up against Joe R's 88 in the 500 index. So we're talking a 1 second head start here for John Lowe's Rental. This is crazy. 1 second. Let's see what it looks like on the track. He's going to be way down there. Oh, and he gets driven around. 517. 17 beats a 55. So he is moving on. Unfortunately for that Rental, the time has come. It is on the trailer. So yeah, guys, that just shows how close you got to be running on your dial when you get into these competitive classes like this. But anything can happen. I mean, we haven't seen it yet, but a lot of the braided cars, the first couple of races, they were jumping out of the slot. It looks like a lot of the guys have got that under control, and just it's leading to better racing. So pretty awesome. We have our semifinals set up here, so I don't know if you want to get in there and film those real quick, Sam, but we have Johnston running up against Mullins, so 900 index to a 400 index. And on this side, we're going to be running heads up 500s, Stuart Barber and Joe R. So first up, we will run our left side, which in the right lane, Johnston on the 900 index. Get that in here. Running up against Gweedo in the 400 index. Gweedo is going to be in that left lane. Racers are ready. Sam is ready. Here we go. Someone's going to the final. Who's it going to be? Ooh, left lane takes the win, runs 425 on a 400 versus a 938 on a 900. So that van is going on to the finals. Very, very close run. Next up is going to be Stuart Barber's Hurst AA funny car, or fuel altered, sorry. This is going to be a heads up 500 round. Stuart ran a 504, I think, last time out, so he could break out. That is getting dangerously close. Let's get this guy set here. Sam will get into position. This is a heads up 500 round, so someone's going to the final. Here we go. Ooh, Stuart broke out a 499 with a 2. He breaks out by 8 thousandths or 8 ten-thousandths of a second. That is a tough one. Look at that, guys. That thing was just on it. Treat him and everything. And unfortunately, in index racing or bracket racing, if you go too fast, you're done. You're out. So bummer. That car was just getting faster every single pass. And now we got our final round set. I'm going to get these tires cleaned. Make sure they really don't need to be cleaned every pass, but just to be consistent. Looks like in the final, we're going to have a 400 to a 500 split. So it'll be a 1/10 head start. Pretty crazy. I'm going to get a quick drink because I can't talk anymore. All right. So final round time. Right lane, Gweedo, Mullins out of Colorado. Thing has been just straight ripping. 400 index. Left lane going to be 88. Joe Reichrath out of Illinois. Hopefully I didn't butcher your last name too bad. Going to be in that left lane. Going to get a 1/10 head start. This is it, guys. Final round time. Final round. Here we go. Group 2, top eliminator. Right lane takes it. Runs a 420 with an 8. To the left lane. I don't know why that thing had... It like sputtered off the line, had a really bad reaction time, and that is literally where the round was lost, was on the reaction time. Because you can see he ran a 507, but for some reason the car sputtered off the starting line. It was almost like it wheelied. So congrats to Gweedo. You are the winner. Tough break for 88, but you still are going to get some prizes. So we're going to cruise over to the prize table. We'll pull this out into position. Move that water bottle. Well, that made a cool noise. You hear that? Ooh. So quick shout out to our sponsors. Okay, so Jag Hobbies, DeFalco Design, AFX, Harry Canary, Enzo Rings, Lucky Bob's Raceway, Bomb Ass Beef Jerky, Radical Bodies, Super Tires, Hardin Creek, Viper Skull Racing, and Stuart Barber.
Midland Radio.
With Midland Radio. So we appreciate you guys. First up. And also, too, if you didn't make it to the final round, there's still hope. We have grand prizes. We will do a grand prize drawing. Every contestant, every car gets an entry into that with some higher dollar value amount prizes. So make sure you watch that video. It'll be the last video we post in this series. But first up, we have our winner. He is winning a bag of jerky. So let's see what flavor of jerky
he's Ronnie Mullins.
This is for Ronnie Mullins. Amazing beef jerky. This one is traditional. So traditional jerky. This stuff's amazing.
It's kind of spicy, but it's good.
It does have some hit to it. So great job. We will draw one more for you after we get our second place winner here. Next up, a $10 Viper gift card. So $10 Viper gift card to
Joe Reichrath.
Joe Reichrath. Okay, so pretty good. Pays for the entry for the race. We will email you the information on that. We usually just add points to your account. So pretty easy. Make it super simple for you guys. Next up is our winner, Ronnie Mullins. He won the 240Z, so it looks like the Auto World 240Z donated by HC Slots. Winner right there. So pretty good haul for winning that one. That is awesome. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this race. We have plenty more to do, so be sure to check out the other races. You never know who you're going to be racing because it's all totally random. So we always recommend you check out the other races to get familiar with who's running what cars they're running, trash talk, whatever you want to do. But thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you on the next one.